Well, I've talked a lot today about old friends, and here's another one. Well, he's not so old.
No,
Jimmy Gonyo, how are you?
I'm doing good.
Good to see you. We met a long time ago. We've both been around the world and back again, and here you are, still hanging in there with Woodmen of the world, Timothy.
We are here, and we are now Woodmen Life.
Woodmen Life, you told me, the new logo.
As of June 1, Woodmen is now Woodmen Life. And this is a great time for them to do it. We're 125 years old on the 6th, so 2 days from today. And,
that's right, is it the 4th of June already? I don't want another birthday to come on the 15th. Okay.
So we're excited. We got a lot of new things happening, and of course, all of these things are going to change. The new logo, the new look, and but the same old Woodmen. We've been here for 125 years. We're not going anywhere, and we're getting into some exciting areas where we're actually going to be able to do benefits and things like that, and for businesses. So it's a great time to be at the Business Expo and do all of those types of things as well.
We got to tell Calvin that of all the shows he's done for Woodmen over the years, you got to go back and change the title on every one to Woodmen Life.
Woodmen Life.
It's an amazing organization, and when I find myself promoting a lot of things in this North Country, and I find myself promoting Woodmen quite a bit, because every time you do something that's important, like help an Eagle Scout put up a flagpole, that was a nice story.
Certainly,
recently.
yeah.
Donate a flag to somebody, have an awards banquet and give some nice awards away. People say to me, what the heck is Woodmen? So I say, sit down a minute, I'll tell you what I know. Now say, you call Timmy or Dale, they'll tell you the rest.
It's why I love being a part of this organization, because we have the opportunity to help families and do the life insurance and the financial services, but at the same time we get to do all these great things in the community. So I wouldn't quit it for the world. It's a great opportunity. We've got some great stuff coming up in the next couple of months. We're actually going to do a comedy night for hunger.
Really?
At the Rainbow Tavern on
I heard about that. Yeah.
On August 29th. It's called Stand Up to Hunger. Great comedian out of Rochester coming out to help us out, and it's going to be a wonderful night. All the proceeds going to hunger-related charities. Tons and tons of things happening.
You still have your office on Durkee Street?
We do still have our office on Durkee Street. There's going to possibly be some changes coming up very soon.
Oh no, your sign on the door's got to change.
We are working on we are working on a few different things, and we may actually have a, believe it or not, permanent home in Plattsburgh.
Come on.
At one point or another here pretty soon.
It's not that you're running away from anything, but I've followed you wherever you've gone from the very beginning, Tim.
Well, we are looking at a building that one of our folks has actually bought the building. We're looking at some different situations, and if that works out, we will have a permanent home right on the roadside in Plattsburgh. Won't tell you exactly where it is yet, but it's going to be a good opportunity, I think, for us, and a good way to be able to get people in and talk more about Woodmen and have a place to call home.
Hometown Cable gets the scoop again.
They do.
I love it. From your days a long, long time ago, your association with our late friend Scott Dustin and the radio station, and now with Woodmen with a new name. I don't know what the next chapter will bring for you, Timothy.
We're moving forward, and of course Dale is actually retiring this year.
I heard about that.
So we will be switching positions, and he will be my best salesman.
What goes around comes around.
Absolutely.
I said that today.
Absolutely.
That's terrific. Tim, thanks so much, my friend.
Thank you, Gordy. Always good to see you.
Good luck with the new business and the new name. I love it.
Thank you.
See you later. Just don't focus on that funny smile on both sides of the display. Dan Alexander.
And Gordy, my best friend. How are you?
What's up with this?
Well,
come on.
These
you
are
had no idea we were going to be here
the
today.
most renowned columnists in the North Country, and we are so honored to have you in our papers these days. We get such response from your columns. People say we're so great that you've been able to pick up Gordy's column on a weekly basis.
You are so kind.
Well,
You came to me when I was a friend in need.
You're a legend in the North
Well,
Country.
you know, I really love doing it. And how many newspapers? 7?
Well, we have 7. How many people are going to see this interview? Because I might have a little secret I'd like to share with you. But just between us.
It's on the internet.
You know, one of the things that we run into, Gordy, is that not everybody recognizes what papers belong where or where they go. We have so many different names that we operate under. So what we're thinking of doing soon is coming out with one common name called the Sun.
Come on.
But it will be the Valley News Sun, the Adirondack Journal Sun, the Times of Tai Sun. Some of our papers go back into the 1800s, you know.
This is our second big scoop of the day right here,
This is a
Calvin.
big scoop.
Oh, the die is cast?
We're close to pulling the trigger, but we wanted to get everybody's approval kind of first because, you know, these community papers go back, as I said, to the 1800s in some cases, and changing name is something that we haven't done lightly. We've thought about this for a long, long time, but we have such a footprint now in the North Country with over 60,000 papers going into between New York and Vermont.
Bigfoot has nothing on Denton.
Well, you know, we go into a lot of homes and we cover a lot of area, and so folks don't always recognize which name goes with which paper and what Denton represents. So having things under one common, easy, simple, 3-syllable name, Sun, we think makes a lot of sense.
So I have to change the name of my column to Big Bits instead of Little Bit.
Well, or a little bit of sunshine, maybe.
You know, it's a wonderful relationship, and I was just telling Calvin how many of those columns I've written since you and I talked the first time a long time ago.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure to do it. And I find myself promoting Denton because people say, where can I find it? I tell them, look in your mailbox.
There you go. And anybody that isn't getting it in their mailbox, if for some reason we miss somebody, because we mail to about 99.1% of the homes, so we're missing 9.9. Anybody that doesn't get it, all they have to do is send us name and address, and they're on the mailing list. No questions asked.
Is that all there is to it? I didn't know that till today.
Easy and simple.
I'm your biggest promoter now.
Well, now you
That's wonderful.
just hand out little forms. We'll get you some forms made up. You can just hand out to folks.
Your umbrella covers the North Country.
It does.
Across Lake Champlain.
Yes, over to Vermont. And we also have sister papers that we own down in the Albany market, the Spotlight newspaper group. And in Syracuse, central New York, we have the Eagle newspaper group. Some really strong long-term papers down there in Baldwinsville and Fayetteville, Camillus, Skaneateles.
I love
I know how to pronounce that one now.
Skaneateles is almost as much fun as Paisleyville.
Absolutely. Cazenovia. We're in some great communities around New York State, and people support us so well. We're just honored to be the local hometown paper that really serves their needs and focuses on those on the local people.
You and I have never had a chance to do this in any depth. So I want to ask you, how did you become attached to this kind of business?
Well, I used to be in Chamber of Commerce work, a position like Gary Douglas's. And then I got an opportunity to go to work for a small newspaper group out of Pennsylvania. Ended up getting bought out by a large Canadian company whose idea back in the 80s was, we'll just buy up all these papers and sell them and make a bunch of money. And there were a lot of companies doing that at the time. It wasn't what I wanted to do. So as running at that point in time a number of dailies representing American Publishing Company in the southern part of New York State, I became aware of Denton Publications, this little North Country historical group that had been here for many years, and was invited to come up. Looked at it, liked it a lot, brought my family here on 8/8/88. Been here ever since. 8/8/88.
You're kidding.
Nope.
Oh, that's wonderful. I think we ought to write a column about that.
Well, and my grandson, third generation, who will eventually take over these papers someday, was born on 8/8/88.
You've gone way too far.
No, I'm sorry. He didn't. I'm sorry. It wasn't 8. You're right. But it was 8/8. What was 3 years ago? Because he's going to be 3 years old now. I can't even do the arithmetic in my head.
2012 maybe.
2012. There you go. 8/8/12. That was when he was born.
At least there wasn't a bunch of 6s. I'm glad it was 8s. That's wonderful. And in a time, Dan, when the publishing business is changing radically. I mean, I've been a newspaper fan, obviously, since I was a very, very small child growing up with the New York Times. Watching the change in that business, the book publishing business, and the newspaper business, there are some would say this is the wrong time to be publishing newspapers. Guess what?
Yeah, it's the best time. Because we have local roots, and it's those local roots that people depend on their newspaper for, and it's in some cases what they aren't getting today. This isn't an investment for us. This is our life, this is our career, this is where we're fully invested. So we're in it for the long term.
This is a recurring theme that we've heard in all the interviews we've done so far. We're in North Country. This is what we do. This is different from the rest of the world. And for a long time, and talking with Gary Douglas, and you've been in that business too.
Yep.
We talked about the North Country. In 1961, when I started work here in the radio, I called Clinton County and the North Country a sleeping giant. I think we're arousing that giant.
Absolutely, absolutely.
People know who we are.
We are really presenting a name, with some of the things that Gary has been able to do with the chamber and the regionalization of that chamber, reaching out, not just encompassing Plattsburgh, but the entire North Country.
Some people resisted that for a while, but we are part of an Adirondack coast in a region, and you proved that with Denton Publications too.
Well, we have a lot of great support. This is a fabulous area, and the people have been so welcoming to us in the time that we've been here, because we're kind of outsiders. I mean, we've only been here for 27 years, but the people have welcomed us greatly, and without their support, you can't do everything that we do for free, such as our our magazine that we've come out with now recently. This is our spring edition, 144 pages. Our summer edition, 188 pages. We can't do this for free. I mean, to print this kind of glossy material, all color, all throughout, costs a fair amount of money. To mail our papers every week costs a lot of money. To have the staff that we do to put that out costs money. And without their support, we wouldn't be here.
We are here.
We are here, and we're doing well.
And there will be a tomorrow.
There will.
You could have gone all day without those pictures, because nobody will stop by and say, that is the ugliest man I've ever seen in my life. But you know what? It's a relationship I look forward to for a long, long time, Dan.
And you got a permanent spot.
You are the best.
All righty.
Thanks so much, Dan Alexander.
Thank you, Gordon.
Have a great day, my friend.
All right. Take care.